Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Arlene and welcome to my channel, Arlene's Garden. Today I'm going to talk to you about fertilizer, calcium in particular. And I'm going to show you how I make my own calcium-rich fertilizer for the garden. Now, let's talk about nutrients for the garden for a second. We know that NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Those are the macronutrients that all plants need to thrive and be healthy. Well, plants also need trace minerals in addition to the macronutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK. The trace minerals are calcium, magnesium, and sodium. Those are trace minerals that plants also need. So today I'm going to talk to you about how I make my own calcium-rich fertilizer. Now let me tell you a little bit about why plants need calcium. It helps the overall strength of the plant. It helps them to fight off certain diseases. It helps their cells to be stronger. And so overall, calcium helps the overall health of the plant. A calcium deficiency might show blossom end rot, for example, on tomatoes. If you're growing tomatoes and they're growing nicely, and then down on the bottom, you see it starts to turn black and rot. That can be from calcium deficiency. Also, a sign of calcium deficiency could be burnt leaf tips or burnt leaves around the edges. And another symptom of calcium deficiency is stunted growth in the leaves, and on certain plants, curled leaves. So now I want to also mention, with that said, that if you feel you have a calcium deficiency, test your soil before you start adding calcium amendments, because you don't want to add insult to injury by diagnosing incorrectly. So do a soil sample. And what I'd like to do now is show you how I make my calcium-rich fertilizer from eggs from my chickens. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is rinse your eggshells off really well. Get any egg white or material from inside the egg. Make sure you rinse it out completely. That is step one. Hello everyone, we're back for step two, which is to make sure our eggshells are dry, completely dry. So what I do is I lay them on a paper towel and just let them dry off after I've rinsed them. This is a very important step. You don't want to go on to step three without doing this step. Remember, step one, you rinse them. Now this is step two. You want to let them dry completely. I just lay them on a paper towel and let them dry before I start making the fertilizer. So once they're dry, then we go on to step three. So I will see you in step three. Hello, I'm back to talk about step three. Now in step three, we are going to crush or grind our eggshells into a fine powder so that we can apply it to the garden. Now, it's very important to understand that the finer the powder, the easier it will be for the soil to break down the powder so that the roots can take up the calcium that it needs. So here is how I do it. I put it in my little food processor. And I grind. Now, you may grind it as fine as you want or leave it coarse, but I prefer to grind it very, very fine for the reasons that I explained earlier. There's also another way to grind up your eggshells. You can use a mortar and pestle. Put your dried eggshells in the bowl and use your little pestle to grind it up. And this works like a charm. It works as well as any electric device. You have to put in a little bit more elbow grease, but it works. So for those of you homesteaders that like to do it yourself, or you don't want to be bothered with electric machines, you can grind it up like this. Might take a little longer, but just for the sake of the video, I wanted to show you how to do it. And then now, step 4 is storage. Now, as you can see, I store my ground up eggshells in a jar and keep it dry in a cool, yes, dry environment. And you can grind it as fine as powder. And I think, as I said earlier, the finer, the better, because the easier it is for the soil to take up the calcium from the powdered eggshell. So, thank you so much. Like and subscribe. See you in the next video. God bless.